Let's be honest, guys. Dating in the digital age can be a minefield. You send a text, wait for a response, and then crickets. Or maybe you get a one-word answer that leaves you more confused than before. Confused about what her texts really mean? You're not alone. Women communicate in nuanced ways, and their texts are no exception. But don't worry, I'm here to help you crack the code. In this video, we're diving deep into the hidden signals in her texts to reveal whether she's genuinely interested or just being polite. By the end, you'll be a text whisperer, confident in your ability to read between the lines and understand her true feelings. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, gents, let's talk about response time. We all know that instant rush of excitement when we see that notification pop up, right? That little buzz or chime that makes your heart skip a beat. But how much can we actually read into how quickly she responds? Is it a clear indicator of her interest or just a coincidence? The truth is, it's not an exact science, but it can tell you a lot. Response time can be a subtle yet powerful signal in the world of digital communication. Think about it. If you're genuinely excited about someone, are you really going to leave them hanging for hours on end? Probably not. You'd want to keep the conversation going, right? A quick response, especially if it's consistent, is a good sign. It shows eagerness and a desire to engage. It means she's making you a priority and wants to keep the conversation flowing. She's not just replying out of obligation, but out of genuine interest. She's engaged and excited to be talking to you. This kind of enthusiasm can be contagious and can help build a strong connection. Now, before you panic, a delayed response doesn't automatically mean game over. It's important to consider the context. She could be busy, in a meeting, or just living her life. Everyone has their own schedule and responsibilities. It's all about patterns. If she consistently takes hours or even days to respond, it might be a sign that her interest level isn't quite there yet. And hey, that's okay. It's better to know where you stand. You'd rather know now than waste time on someone who's not as invested. It's all about finding someone who matches your level of enthusiasm and commitment. So pay attention to those response times, but don't obsess over them. Use them as one of many tools to gauge interest and build a meaningful connection. After all, communication is key, and understanding these subtle cues can make all the difference in your dating journey. Let's move beyond just the speed of her replies and dive into the messages themselves. Specifically, how much effort is she putting into her responses? Think about it. A one-word answer like okay or cool doesn't exactly scream, "I'm completely captivated by this conversation," does it? On the other hand, if she's sending you longer, more detailed messages, that's a clear sign she's engaged and wants to keep the conversation going. She's not just firing back quick replies to be polite, she's actually taking the time to share her thoughts and feelings with you. That's a big deal. Pay attention to whether she's asking you questions too. A girl who's genuinely interested wants to learn more about you. She'll go beyond just answering your questions and actively try to keep the conversation flowing. Chapter 3. Signal number 3. Emojis speak louder than words. Sometimes. Let's be honest, guys, emojis can be confusing. Is she flirting with that winky face, or is she just being friendly? While you shouldn't overanalyze every single emoji, they can offer some valuable insights into her emotions. Think of them as punctuation marks that add an extra layer of meaning to her messages. If she's regularly using emojis, especially playful or flirty ones, it's a good sign that she's comfortable with you and enjoys your banter. It shows she's putting in effort to make the conversation more engaging. The same goes for exclamation points. A well-placed "or" can inject a lot of enthusiasm and excitement into a message. It's a subtle way for her to show that she's happy to hear from you. Of course, context is key here. A single LOL doesn't necessarily mean she's head over heels. But if her texts are consistently peppered with emojis and exclamation points, it's a good sign she's enjoying your company. Chapter 4. Signal number 4. Who's initiating contact? The chase is a two-way street. Okay guys, let's talk about initiative. In any budding relationship, understanding who takes the first step can reveal a lot about mutual interest. Who's the one constantly reaching out first? Is it always you, or does she take the lead sometimes? Are you always the one initiating conversations, or is she meeting you halfway? This balance is crucial. Now, there's nothing wrong with sending that first text, but it's important to observe her responses. A girl who's genuinely interested will want to reach out to you too. She'll make an effort to show she cares. She won't leave you hanging, wondering if she's ever going to make an effort. Instead, she'll be proactive in keeping the connection alive. Pay attention to how often she's the one starting conversations. This can be a strong indicator of her interest level. Does she text you out of the blue just to say hi or share something interesting with you? These spontaneous messages are a good sign. That's a clear sign she's thinking about you even when you're not actively texting. It shows you're on her mind. And it's not just about starting conversations, it's also about maintaining them. Does she ask you questions to keep the conversation flowing, showing genuine interest in your life and thoughts? Or does she give you one-word answers that leave you struggling to keep things going? This can be a red flag. A girl who's invested will actively participate in the conversation, making it a two-way street. She'll make you feel like she genuinely enjoys talking to you and that she values your interaction. Remember, a healthy relationship is built on mutual effort and interest. So, keep an eye on who's initiating contact and how the conversation flows. Chapter 5. Signal number 5. Getting personal. Is she letting you in? Finally, let's talk about the content of your conversations. This is where things get interesting and revealing. Are you stuck in a rut of small talk, or are you diving into deeper, more personal topics? Small talk is fine for initial interactions, but it's the deeper conversations that build connections. A girl who's just being polite will likely keep things surface level. She might engage in conversation, but it will lack depth and personal insight. Think generic questions about your day or comments about the weather. These are safe topics that don't require much emotional investment. There's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't exactly scream, "I'm dying to get to know you" on a deeper level. It's more of a social courtesy than a genuine interest. On the other hand, if she's comfortable opening up to you about more personal things, it's a sign she trusts you and feels a connection. This is where the magic happens. She's letting you into her world and showing you the real her, vulnerabilities and all. This level of openness is a strong indicator of her interest in you. Pay attention to whether she shares personal anecdotes, dreams, or insecurities with you. These are not things she would share with just anyone. Does she ask about your passions and aspirations? This shows she's interested in your inner world and wants to understand what makes you tick. These are all signs that she sees you as more than just a casual acquaintance. She's investing in getting to know you on a deeper level. And keep an eye out for future-oriented conversations. These are golden. Does she talk about things she wants to do, places she wants to travel, or experiences she wants to share with you? This indicates she's envisioning a future that includes you. That's a clear sign she's picturing you in her future. When she includes you in her plans, it's a strong signal that she's serious about you and sees potential for a long-term relationship. So next time you're texting or talking, pay close attention to the content. It can reveal a lot about her feelings and intentions. Remember, genuine interest goes beyond the surface. It's about sharing, connecting, and envisioning a future together. If she's letting you in, it's a sign she values you and sees you as someone special in her life. So there you have it, guys. 5 hidden signals to decode her texts and understand her true feelings. Remember, communication is a two-way street. While these signals can offer valuable insights, the best way to truly know how she feels is through open and honest communication. Have you noticed any of these signals in your texts? Share your experiences or ask questions in the comments below. I'm here to help you navigate the exciting and sometimes confusing world of dating. Now go out there and text with confidence.